Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use Botania, because Botania is a big magic mod that I feel it's pretty necessary to learn how to use, especially if it's in a mod pack that you're playing. I'm going to keep it short and simple. I'm going to go not quick enough where you can't follow along, but I'm going to go fairly fast with this so that you're not sitting here. Pause the video if you feel like it, but let's get started. Welcome to Botania. First, flowers. You've probably seen these flowers going around. You've seen mystical red flowers. You've probably seen mystical purple ones, mystical white, mystical brown, mystical black. Well, great. Did you pick them up? Because you should have. You know why you should pick them up? Because these are the key to Botania. Because you need to make these petals, and then you're all set. So I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, so let's place this back down. So, in order to obtain these flowers for the small ones, you can simply pluck them out of the ground with your hand. With the large ones, however, you need shears in order to break them, otherwise you will not be able to obtain them. So, what's the difference between the big ones and the small ones? Well, the small ones give you 2 petals, while the large ones give you 4 petals. Those petals are very important, so collect as many flowers as you can. Moving on to the Apothecary. This is a very useful, probably the most useful bit in this entire mod. This is how you make it right here. It's 4 cobblestone, 2 cobblestone slabs, and any sort of petal up at the top center. And then you get yourself the Apothecary. And let me show you how to make the Apothecary, just in case, you know, this was a little too hard. It shouldn't be, but no shame if it isn't. So you just place it in like this, and with any sort of petal, you then get your Apothecary. Great. Now, if you were collecting flowers along the way, let's hope that you were collecting these mystical white flowers, because, well, these are very important, because you need white petals specifically in order to make a pure daisy. How do you make these, you ask? Well, you simply just take a mystical white flower, plop it in your inventory, and you get your mystical white petals. Moving over to the Apothecary, you see, here we have an empty petal Apothecary. Now you're probably saying, what? This is such a scam. It's empty. How am I going to fill it? Well, simple. Grab a bucket, grab some water, and simply just fill it up. Right click, fill it up. So what does all of this mean right here? There's no crafting table. What am I supposed to do? Well, simple. You're going to take all of these items and oh no, I accidentally put an item in. Alright, well, this is a great time to show you that if you shift and right click, you get the item back that you last dropped in there, but it has to be with a bare hand, because you see, if I put it in and I try to shift click with something that isn't, it's not going to come out. So shift with a bare hand and you get it. So I'm going to make a pure daisy. So we're going to drop in 4 of these and simply a seed. It's going to make a sound. It's going to empty your Apothecary and you're going to get a pure daisy. With this pure daisy, you can place it around in this kind of formation here, because these are the only blocks that are going to be affected, and you can place in wood for living wood and stone for living rock. When you do that, it's just going to do this. It's going to sit there for a bit, and then after a little while, it'll turn into living rock and wood. There are other things, like you can make, I believe, soul sand into regular sand, netherrack into cobblestone. Just kind of weird stuff that you probably wouldn't use, so I'm not going to show that off. But the main ones that you're going to be using are living rock and living wood. And I can only see you using living rock and living wood. And with a little time given, you can then see that they all start to turn into living wood and living rock. Let's head over here. So say you've just harvested your living wood, don't turn it into living wood planks. No, keep it, because you will need it. So I have 2 pieces of living wood, not living wood planks, living wood. So you're just going to place it right here and like this, and you get a living wood twig. Once again, I would like to repeat, don't make it into the planks. So you got your living wood twig. That's amazing. Now you're going to come over here and you're going to do it 2 more times until you can make this flower, or wand of the forest, sorry. And how you do that is you just place it like this, and you can use any 2 petals. It doesn't matter, it just changes the configuration of how it looks. So I can place in whatever I want. So say I want it like this. It's going to immediately be set to bind mode, but you'll find out what that means later, because, well, we can throw out all this stuff now because we won't be needing it anymore. Let's just throw that out so that we can organize our inventory, because you're going to need to make a mana spreader. What on earth is a mana spreader, you ask? Well, that's how you're going to be making your mana. So, in order to make a mana spreader, you're going to need 3 pieces of living wood on the bottom, a piece of gold, any kind of flower petal, and then 3 more living wood on the top, just in case my shade or glare distracted your viewing. We will do that right away. And just like this, you then get a mana spreader. Next, you're going to be needing a mana pool, and that is simply made by using 5 pieces of living rock. So take these 5 pieces of living rock here, open this up, and you're just going to do this, and you get a mana pool. Following our line, we come over to this area where I'm going to show you how to set it up. So, what you're going to do is you're going to place your mana pool here, and your mana spreader any kind of block away from it. Now you're probably like, what the hell? It doesn't look like it's even working. Like I've seen a lot of people and they're showing a beam. Yeah, hold your wand. You can see that it's set up. If it's not binded properly to the mana pool, all you're going to do is just shift and then right click the mana pool, and then that'll properly bind it. But that's all you really need to do there. Moving on, we're going to make the first set of mana that you're going to be using, because, well, the pure daisy, yeah, the pure daisy's great. That is just an infinite amount of mana that you will have just in a daisy right there. However, you're going to need something in order to power the mana spreader, because that is not an infinite way and it doesn't work with the pure daisy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 cyan petals, some seeds, and 2 blue petals, and you're going to just throw them in to the apothecary like this. And then when you take that, you're going to make the hydrangeas, or whatever the hell you call it. I still can't even say it. So now when you have that, you're going to want to make a formation like this, and you can see that it's working. So the hydrangeas, what it does is it takes, sorry for the blender upstairs, it takes a water source block, which is this right here, and it's going to fuel that, and it's going to produce mana, and that mana is then going to be produced into this mana pool here. You can check how full the mana pool is just by hovering over with your wand of the forest here, and you can see that it's barely even a pubic hair's length full, so we're pretty good here. And you can see how much mana is being charged up in here, and with 2 hydrangeas right here, it's going pretty fast. So this is the kind of setup that I use for my water here. It's just 2 blocks, and then it's just kind of 1 on each end, and that just produces source blocks right here, and then those get used up and put into here. Now, if you happen to place your mana spreader right after you place this, your flowers won't be linked up, so you can see that the hydrangeas right here are linked up to the mana spreader. If they so happen to not be, all you're going to do is you're going to right click it, and then you're going to right click the mana spreader here just to bind them up, except I made a mistake there, so there you go. Now it's rebinded, and all of its glorious mana is being flushed right into the pool. So once again, if your flowers were placed before you placed in the mana spreader, you just got to link them up by shifting onto the mana spreader, and if you placed them after, then you don't have to worry at all. Anyway, that is my short tutorial for the Botania mana farm stuff. So next video, I think I'm going to do an explanation of all the flowers, just so you get an idea of which flower is probably the most useful, or which ones you want to use the most. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.